Okay, hi there everybody. I want to make a new video today on my boa, Manny in particularly. Uh, he did something kind of strange that just I didn't think, I didn't expect to see, so I want to show you that today. Also, unfortunately, as you followers that are, have tuned into my channel for a while know that I was raising mice for the variety of my reptiles, my snakes, and my tegus, and I bred probably likely in the upwards of 100+ mice. So I originally bought 3 mice, 1 male and 2 females, and out of that I got some mice that were really cool and were very loving. 99 out of 102 were nasty and bit you and didn't want anything to do with you, but 2 or 3 of them were just really sweet pets, and they just, I don't know what it was that made them be a drastic change from the other mice. But so I had Honey, and I've made a couple of videos on Honey, one of my females, because she was honey colored and she was absolutely the sweetest mouse. And I mean, I actually had a little bit of love for her, a mouse, I know, but she was so sweet. And when I would come in to the cage, she would always come out and come and smell my hand and sometimes get into my hand, where the other mice would run and flee and try to hide. She would come out and wait for me to pick her up and to interact with her, and it was truly like a little special small dog, a little small dog, if you could make a dog that small. It was just a really cool mouse. But she finally passed away. She got old pretty quickly, in the end there. I probably had her 2 years or upwards of 2 years, and I think she was from the interbreeding, between the 3 mice. I mean, she was a generation and a generation and a generation of that breeding, and I just think maybe that had a lot to do with her, not living to 3 or 4 years old, and it was very sad. Yeah, very sad. I buried her, but and I had an additional mouse called Ty, and another female, because females like to be with other female mice. Before I make the video too long, so I had Ty with her, and Ty was friendly, never bit me, never was obnoxious or anything, but just didn't really want to have anything to do with me. Once I picked up Ty and put her in my hand, she was fine, but it was a biatch to try to catch her, because she didn't want to be caught. So Honey died, and I wanted to get out of the mouse business, the mouse breeding business. Don't do it anymore, and I wanted to get rid of mice. So I ended up giving Ty a large female, and that I'd had almost 2 years or a year and a half, and fed her very well, and she was doing well at the time. But I was like, I'm getting out of the mouse business, and so I fed Ty to Manny, long story short. And usually Manny gets these little bitty mice that I bought a bag of 100 mice. So Manny finally got a large mouse, and they benefit from it, because last time I fed Manny a large, fat, juicy, one of my homebred fed mouses, I mean, he exploded in size from that really healthy mouse. I think the mice that I get from Rodent Pro are okay. They're not loved, they're not taken care of, they're not fed. They're probably fed the minimalist to make them grow so they can make a profit, where my mice get fruit and vegetables and bird seed and grain and all kinds of things. But okay, but here, the video always gets too long and I can't make it change. It's just how it is. But let me show you what Manny did in his cage, and that I'm baffled about. Hang tight, I'm gonna take my camera off, move it over here. All right, here is my so-called snake closet, and I'm going to be getting in the way of the light. But up there again is my hypo boa, my newest addition, and down below is my Nicaraguan boa, and that is Manny's cage. Manny is, what I talk about, he's about 3.5 feet long now. But here's what I want to show you that I found odd. Okay, let me see if I can explain it. Manny has a hide over here that he spends a lot of time in. And then Manny also, this is kind of more of his warm side because I have a ceramic heat emitter. And so if this gets too warm over here, he can move over to his cold side here. And this is what I find weird is Manny, all this bark that is piled up there was around the cage, all right here and around here. And somehow Manny, without hands or feet, moved all this cocoa husk and, you know, put it all right up there to block the entrance. I just find it odd, amazing. What I didn't know snakes could move things, you know, or gather, you know, gather small pebbles, or, you know, just no hand. I mean, what he pushed that around one night or over a couple nights with his head, or used his tail, you know, to push that in there. But that used to all be right here and all around, and then it's collected right there. So I just find that I just didn't think that snakes could do that. But Manny is in this hide, this side of the hide, and he's got a big bump in his belly. It was about 5 days ago that I fed that, so maybe it's smaller now. But we're going to take him out, okay? Hang tight. Love Manny. Love Leo in there. You can see he's up under that piece of wood right here. He usually used to sleep in the back, and I put a heat pad there, and it sticks to the underside of the tank, and he since said that was too warm and moved over to here. But love these boas. They are such cool reptiles and such good natured, where many boas can be really nippy and jumpy, but I got two good ones, two great boas that I purely enjoy and are so easy to take care of, and I got them from Snakes at Sunset in Miami, Florida. Hang tight, I'm gonna pull Manny out and we'll take a look at him. Real quick, there's Sassy. Sassy in her new cage that I've put a top on and spent so much time and effort, and I'm gonna do a video on that. But there's Sassy Joe, Sassy the Tegu. And I put their big limb back in here, and these tegus love to sit on that limb. They really utilize that big piece of driftwood that I put in there, and I raised their little ceramic heat little pad right there closer to the light because I had to move the 250 watt bulb up higher, and so I also increased the height of their basking platform. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, got you in the tank for a close-up experience of looking at Manny when I come in, and I haven't held him for 4 or 5 days. He's really easy, never jumpy, never has bitten me. Thank goodness. I don't like to be bit. But there he is. That's the thing about the decorations in the cages. Gosh, what a pain in the ass, excuse me, YouTube, to get them out. You have to go through all this rigmarole to get them out. But see, he's really, it's moist, and I moist this down, and he's in there. I never just come at him directly from the front, but I'm sure he would be okay. I just come from the rear. He flicks his tongue, never strikes out or gets defensive. And he kind of mess up everything that he's kind of made his little burrow. But we're going to take him out now. And see, he grabs with his tail everything and destroys the cage. Let go of that. We're not taking that with us. All right, simple as that. And then we're going to go in here in the room with a little bit better light. Okay, so here we have Manny the Nicaraguan boa, and the light in here just isn't that great. Let me try to position my light a little bit differently, if that's going to very directional. Squat down, I shorten myself, but here's Manny. Oh, he's such a great snake. Like I said, that would suck to have a snake that was very nippy and very jumpy. I wouldn't, you know, I can't say that if I had one that I would have to get rid of them, but I'm so blessed that I got one that is so calm and so easy to pick up, and hangs on really, really well. It's just good, great natured snake. But he ate that big mouse, you know, big for a mouse. And you can probably see here in, you know, it's probably located about right here. But he kind of has an explosion of growth when I feed him a really good food source, minus, you know, versus a kind of an empty shell of a mouse that you might get from someone selling mice as feeder mice. Definitely, you know, the care that I put into raising my mice is very extra beneficial versus, you know, buying store-bought mice that just get pellets. And but he's doing well. I just wanted to show you. It's cool to see Manny, my Nicaraguan boa, still such a beautiful snake. A little darker than he is when it's bright and sunny outside, you know, where he's really light gray. So he's a little darker, but he's not as dark as that I've seen and shown you. I mean, they never like to be, you know, look at the camera. They're always kind of pulling away from the camera. But that's Manny. I just wanted to show you videos long enough that somehow he collected all that coconut husk, you know, the small pieces, and pushed them to where he blocked off the entrance to his cage. And I mean, I just don't know, because I didn't watch it, I didn't catch it on video, you know, time lapse. But maybe he used his tail, you know, to push that on. It's just, that would be pretty skillful for a snake to do, to use their tail to push, you know, to push, you know, to close it off. I just didn't really think that snakes had the ability to do that. So I thought it was interesting to make a video. But there's Manny. Let me get my light good. Oh, such a cool snake. I mean, he's a little jumpy if you tap him and touch him, you know, where he'll kind of move around and herk and jerk. But you know, if you tap him on the head, but he's not a striker or a biter. And I just don't like to be bit by anything, especially on my hands. My hands are very, very sensitive, and in my fingertips, you know, like if you have to prick your fingertips like old school. I mean, I'd be stupid painful all day long with those little you know, needle pricks on your fingers. And plus, I don't really like shots in general. But that's the video. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day and a great evening wherever you are. This is Brian, and I'm out.